Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to discuss this Uber software engineering grad coding test. I was getting a lot of messages for it, so I'm making a video on it. And if you're new to this channel, then subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time whenever I post this new video. So let us start with the easier one first. So in this problem, like this is task named as task 2. So like you are given this n, which is the length of the string. Let us say n is 8 and you are given this k. Let us say k is 2 and your input string is so like this is your input string, and you have to tell like what is the you have to return the minimum length of substring in which the count of subsequences of this substring, which is equal to 0 and 1, is at least k. So what it means is, like in this problem, like you have to tell the minimum length of substring in which the occurrences of this subsequence 0 1 is greater than or equal to k. So let us say like you return this minimum length of substring as 5. So now if you will consider all the substrings of 5, they will be like this. So these 4 strings would be there. So here like subsequence would be 2. Here it would be 2, like 0 1 and 0 1. Here 0 1 0 1. Here 0 1 0 1. So here would be 2 0 1 0 1. Here would be 2 only. So like you could say like this is one possible answer. Now if you will check for the answer is 3. So like if you will check for 3. So for 3, like the possible substrings would be 1 1 0, 1 0 1, 0 1 1, 0 0 1. Now you could check like for this value, this string like 0 0 1, you would get two subsequences of 0 1, right? 0 1 and 0 1. So here this 3 answer is possible, so you would return that. So now let me tell you the approach. Like first of all, you should look at the constraints. If you are solving a problem, then first of all you should look at the constraints. Since n is in range of the 10 to the power 5, then the possible solutions are order of n or order of n log n or less than that. From like if I would consider n log n, so like I could say like if I am getting an answer for 5, then it's sure like I will also get the answer for 6. Like if my minimum length of substring is possible, let's say is of 5, then the answer would be there for 6 also. Answer would be available for 7 also. So why I mean to say is like here you are checking like for 5, like you are having these two subsequences, but for length of 6 you would have like this string as common and you will have some more characters, right? So your 2 would be always there, like your 0 1 subsequences could be more than 2, it can't be less than 2. So k, if like 5 is satisfying this condition, then obviously 6 7 8 and all will satisfy. And since you have to find this minimum, so you won't be going into this direction. So let us say this is your number line, and you know like this, like for 5 your answer is possible, and I am saying like for 6 7 8 and everywhere, like if the answer is possible for 5, then answer would be also possible for this. So you would return only 5 in that case, or you would return these values which are less than 5 if answer is possible in those values. So you won't be going into this direction, right? So this gives a clear intuition of using this binary search technique over here. So basically what I am going to do, like this, my minimum start would be 0 and my end, like the maximum length of the string could be like this minimum length of substring could be 0, because like your k can also be 0, right? So and your maximum could be n, like you consider this whole string. So your these would be constraints, and then you will check for mid. For every mid you will check, and if your mid satisfies this condition, then you would move your end towards mid minus 1, and if it won't, then you would move your start towards mid plus 1. Now your problem reduces to this check function only, like how would you write this check function. So now what you have to check, like you are given this substring s, you are given this mid is the your length on which you are checking whether it is possible as an answer, and you are given this k is the number of 0 1 subsequences required, right? This is your string. So now let us assume for the explanation, like your mid is 4, let's say your mid is 4 and your string is 11011 okay. So what I am going to do is, like I am using this sliding window technique over here. So basically, like initially for this string, for 1101, let us say my answer, you know your answer, let us say your possible count of subsequences for this string, you know, like the how many 0 1 subsequences are there in this string, you know. Let us say this is your answer. Now I'll move this window, I'll shift this window. Now your window would be here. So now what I could say, like if here this character was 0, if here this character was 0, so it means like I have to reduce the contribution of all the ones in this string, right? So my answer would be answer minus count of ones. And if let's say your next character is 1, so it means like I have to take all those zeros in this string and their contribution with this one. So it would be answer minus equal to and answer plus equal to count of zeros. I'll make you understand it much better. Just bear me for a second. So basically, like what is it happening? Like I'm maintaining these two variables, count 1 and count zeros, in this problem. So basically count 1 would tell me how many ones are there in a particular substring, how many ones are there, and count 0 would tell me how many zeros are there in a particular substring. So now when you would calculate your answer for this particular substring, like 1101, it would be 1, answer would be 1. And now you will check, like my previous character was this 0 or 1, it was 1. So I won't be doing anything, I'll be only decrementing my count of ones. And like here my next character was 1, so what I'll do, like I'll increment my answer with the number of count of zeros, which was 0, which was 1, so I'll increase it by 1. So now my number of 0 1 subsequences would be 2. As you could see in this particular string, they are 2. I'll make you understand with the code also. So basically, like in this problem, like as I told you, I had taken this start, I had taken this end, and similarly like doing this normal binary search. This is our major concern, this check function. So now let me tell you what I am doing here. Like first of all, I had, like this length required is my mid, I am passing this mid as a length required over here as a parameter. So basically, like if my s of I is 0, it means I am increasing my count of zeros, and if I get s of I is equal to 1. So what I mean is, let's say I am having this. I am here. First of all, I am here. I am checking what are my count of zeros. 0 and ones are also 0. So here I won't be incrementing my answer. Answer would be incremented by 0 because the count of zeros are 0. Now I'll move here. The count of zeros were in also 0. So now 1 would be 2. There are number of 2s. And now I'll increment my 0 because I encountered with a 0. Similarly, now I again encountered with a 0. So I'll increment it by 1. Now I am here. Now I'll check like how many zeros are there. So there are 2 zeros already. So they could match up with this one. So 2 possible subsequences are there. So that's why I am like whenever I encounter a 1, I'll increasing my answer with the count of zeros. If you understood this, then the rest of the thing is very similar to it. Like now I am now my length required is maintained. Now I am sliding this window up. So let's say your jth character is this, and now you will be removing this j minus length required position. Now you'll check if you are removed the position. So basically, like this was your window for k is equal to 4. Let us assume your next character is 1. Okay, so your new window would be this, and your removed character would be this one. Okay, sorry. So what I was saying basically is like, let's say your k is equal to 4. This was your initial window, let's say, and this is your next window, and this is your removed character. Okay, so basically what I am checking, if my s of removed character is 0, it means like whatever the subsequences like 0 1 0 1 and 0 1, I have to decrease its number from this answer. So I would be decrementing my answer of count 1, and also I'll decrement the count of 0 because it's removed from my substring. And if it was 1, then I don't care. I'll just decrement the count of 1. Similarly, if my s of j, this is my jth position, this is my new window last index. So if my s of j is 1, then I have to encounter this 0 value, right? I have to encounter this matching, this 0 1. So I have to increment my answer. So I'll increment this answer by count of zeros. Let us say if it was also 0, then I would be having 2 as in my count of zeros. So I would be including these 2 subsequences. So my count of zeros would be incremented into this answer, and I would also increment my count of 1. Else let us say if it was 0, then I won't be benefiting me in any of the cases. What it would be just doing is, it would be like it would be contributing it to my next window. It could contribute to my next window. So it would be increasing my count of 0 only, and I am like taking my result. I am making this variable, and I am taking maximum of all these answers. Whatever the maximum count of 0 1 subsequences I am getting for a particular length of a substring, I am storing into this my result, and at last I am checking if my result is greater than or equal to k, then it means this particular length required, whatever the length required of a particular substring for which we are checking, is possible. So I am returning this true, else case I am returning this false. So like it was quite simple. Like if you have this idea of like this making this function, it was quite simple, I would say. So this was it for this question. Now let's move to some harder kind of problem. So it's this. So basically, like, you should read this problem. So basically, let me explain you. You are given these n pairs. You are given these n pairs which are having their value ai and pi, and you have to choose exactly k pairs out of these n pairs, and such that, like, you have to calculate the maximum possible value of this function b. So now, like, let me tell you like this, let me explain you with this example. Like, n is 5 and k is 3. And 2 7. This is your n pairs. These are 5 pairs, and you have to choose 3 pairs out of it. You have to choose 3 pairs such that this value of b is maximized. So, like, going on it, like, they have pick up like 3 4 and 5. Okay. Okay, so they have pick up these 3 pairs, 3 4 1 5 and 2 7, and your value would come out to be 3 minus 1 plus 2. And what would be minimum of 4 5 and 7? It would be 4. So it would be 3 plus 2 5, 5 minus 4 4, and 4 16 would be your answer. So you have to return this value. So basically, like, what I have done in this problem is, like, first of all, I have made this vector of pairs, and I had sorted it on this values of b. So in this example only, like, you could see, like, they are already sorted, so it's good. So 2 3 4 5 7, like, I am sorted on this b value. So it means, like, I will be reverse sorting it. So it means, like, your new value of pairs, arranged pairs, would look like this. These values would look like this. And now you would be selecting. So now, if you are here with me, so now what I am doing is, like, I had created 2 multisets. One is greater and one is smaller. So for, like, k is equal to 3 till this point, I am pushing all these a values. Just I am using these. I'll be pushing these a values. I will be only considering a values for my multiset. And because, like, I am already sorted on these values, so it means, like, if I am considering this element into as in, so this minimum 3, so I would be just left with calculating the value for ai expression, right? So I would be done with this part, this b1 part. I will be only left with this a part. So basically, just for this, I am using this multiset. So let me tell you what I am doing. Like, first, I have created these 2 multisets. One is greater and one is smaller. And till k values, I am pushing all these elements bi. So basically, my greater multiset would look like this. 4, sorry, 1 2 and 3. This would be my greater multiset. Now, and this is my smaller multiset. I won't be pushing anything till this k. Now once I have reached here, so what I'll do, like, I'll push k by 2 elements, into my smaller set from the start. Like, so what is k? K is 3, so I'd be pushing one element into my smaller, and I would be pushing, like, from this from the left side. So I would be, so now my greater would look like this. 2 3 and 1. So this would be my greater and this would be my smaller. Why I am doing so? Because like what, let's say you are having these x numbers a1, a2, a3, a4, and let's say ax. So what you need to do, like to maximize your answer, like you have to take some values from here and rest of the like k by 2 values from here and k minus k by 2 values from here. And once you are calculated this sum 1 and this sum 2, then you have to subtract these two sums, and you don't need to consider mid values. You only just need to consider these k by 2 values from, like, to maximize your answer. Your aim is to maximize your answer, so you would be considering the minimum values for the subtraction and the maximum values for this addition. Since like AP1, AP3, like k by 2 elements are subtracted, and k minus k by 2, because I am saying this k minus k by 2 because let's say your k is 3. In case of odd, like you would be subtracting only one value and you would be adding two values. So you would be considering the maximum two values and the minimum one value, so as to maximize your answer. So that's why I'm using this set concept over here. So like after this, like your greater would be containing 2, 3, and smaller would be containing 1. So I'm also calculating this sum on fly. So this would be 5 and this would be 1. So 5 minus 1 into like your whatever this index would be, like this index is 4, so 16. So here like you would be getting your 16 as an answer here only, but like there may be a possibility that you don't get your answer here only. So now you would start iterating over the left index to the right, and now you would be checking like if there is a possibility of inserting this 2 into my one of the set, then I would be only considering this 3 value, otherwise I won't be considering it, right? So when I would be considering this 2 value, this I am going to tell you, like, you know, like if my 2 lies in this set, in between this set, or if my 2 lies in between of this set, then I would be only considering it. If it's higher than this and if it's lower than this, so that won't be of any use for me, right? Because let's say your smaller is having 5 and 6, and your greater is having 8, 9 and 10. Now your value come out to be, let's say, 7. So if you would be inserting this into this smaller, then your possible answers would be 6 minus 5, 7 minus 5. Let's say you remove this 6 and so this will be decrementing your it won't be increasing your answer, it won't be benefiting you. Similarly, if you push this 7 here, so now your greater would look like this, and now your 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10, let's say you remove this 8, and now minus 6 minus 5, because you have to consider only k elements, right? So you would be removing any particular element over from here. Let's say you remove this 8. Obviously it's looking like inserting 7 is not a good option, or it's not benefiting you, it's not going to benefit you. But in case if you were having this 11, then pushing it over here and removing this 8 out would benefit you. And if in case you have this 3 as in your answer, so inserting 3 over here and removing this 6 out would be benefiting you. So this was the major catch in this problem. So now let me show you this code. So like first of all, like I did, and like here I am returning -1 if n is less than k. Obviously it's not going to be. So now I am sorting this using this comparative function on this second value. So I am sorted with this. After like sorting this vector, I am sorted with this b's values. So now I would be left only with the a values to be considered for my greater and smaller multiset. So I had created this small sum and greater sum for calculating the sum over fly, and now I am inserting into this greater. Similarly, I am increasing my greater sum. Now I am checking if my smaller size, like till the point my smaller size is less than k by 2. So I am removing the as I told you, like I'm removing the elements from here. Like, so let's say like 1 is removed, and also like I'm decrementing the greater sum. I'm pushing into the smaller, and I'm incrementing the smaller sum, and I'm erasing it from the greater. So it means like I have moved some of the elements from this greater set into this smaller set, and now my smaller set is containing k by 2 elements, and my greater set could contain the k by 2 or k by 2 plus 1 in case of the odd k. So this is what now I am calculating my result. It would be greater sum minus smaller sum into v of k minus 1 into second dot second. Dot second, it means like the b value. Like they are already sorted, as I told you, as they are already sorted 7 5 3 4. So k minus 1 would be 4, so we would be multiplying it with 4. So here like you got your initial result. Now you would move towards the right using this j variable. So now you are like, I am calculating my greater begin, and I am calculating my smaller end. Like, you know, like smaller end would point to the null, the last value. So like I am also like decrementing my iterator. Now I am checking like if my, like I told you previously also, like if I am checking if my vj first, it's my a value, it's my vj dot first is a value, don't get confused. So like if a value is less than, as I told you here also, like if my values lies between this 6 to 8, so it won't be benefiting me, right? As I told you previously also. So this 6 is iterator 2, and this is iterator. So that's what I am checking over here, like my iterator value. If it's lying in these ranges, then I would continue, I won't be doing anything. If it's not, so if like my a value is greater than my iterator, so it means I am going to push it into my greater set. So I am increasing my greater sum and removing this greater dot begin. So that's what I have erased, and I have pushed into my greater multiset. Similarly, I had done this for the smaller set, like remove this last value from the smaller set and pushed this value into the smaller set, because like smaller last value would be the greatest value which I am going to subtract. So it's obviously like it's not going to benefit me. So that's why I am removing this last value from the smaller set. And similarly, like to increase my answer, I am removing this first value from this greater multiset, and then I am calculating this my result, which is greater minus smaller sum into this vj second, and then I'm printing it out. And like this wasn't that much difficult. Like if you like it was kind of medium kind of difficulty. So this was it in this problem. So now let's move to the hardest one, which is there. So basically like this is dp on trees kind of problem. And like if you are having like previous experience with these kind of problems, then you must have solved it, otherwise like it's difficult to solve on go. So basically you are given this n, okay, so it's 5, it's 2, it's 3. So basically you are given this tree, and here like this, let's say you are given this 1 to 2 edge, and for 2 to 1 you could consider this edge as of 0 weight. As of 0 weight, you could consider these edges as of 0 weight. So now what you have to tell in this problem is, like if you make a particular node as a root, let's say you have made this root, so to reach this leaf, what would be this minimum cost? It would be 0 plus 5 plus 2, it would be 7. to reach this 4 from 3? It would be 7. And here, like, to reach it this 6 from this 3, it would be 5. So you would have to return this maximum of both these values. 7, sorry, it would be 3 plus 0, it would be 3. So you have to return this value, like maximum, or it's like sum you have to return. Yeah. So you have to return this maximum values in both. So you would be returning 7 as an answer. So you have to like find like you have to do this for every root, every node. You have to make this as a root, and then you would calculate these values. So that would be an order of n square kind of solution. So here, like, your n constraints is 10 to the power 5, so it won't work. So basically you have to think of something better, like something order of n only. So now it's like DP on trees. So now let me tell you, let us say you are having this node A, you are having this values C, D, so I'm going to maintain this in and out for every particular node. So in means, like, if I consider the all the subchild or subtree of a particular node. So let's say it's X, Y, Z, L, M, N, O, P, Q. Let's say some random weights are there. Now you have, like, this n of A would tell me like what would be this minimum value to reach these nodes, to reach any of these leaf node which lies in its subtree. Okay, so what it would be like for this, like this you could write easily its recurrence. It would be minimum of, let's say, x plus n of p comma l plus n of c comma d plus let's say it's e plus n of d. So it's just this this joining vertex plus these values. This would be your n of a. Minimum of all these values would be n of a. Now the questions resolve how to find out of a. Out of a means all those subtrees, like not subtrees, all those nodes which are outside of the subtree, like this f, or let's say L, M. So these L and M, like these values which are out of this subtree, which is subtree of A. So basically, like, if you have to calculate this out of A, so what you could say, if you know this out of parent, if you know this out of parent, right? Let me draw it again for better clarity. L and M. So you have to calculate this out of A. Let's say it's X, Y, Z and L. So out of A for this scenario would be this X plus out of E would be minimum of X plus out of E, and this X plus Y plus N of F, right? Or let's say it would be having this K. So all these values you would consider like all its subchild of out of parent, right? So basically out of A is nothing but minimum of X plus out of parent comma, let's denote it, all those values of X plus Y plus N of F, where F lies from, F is all parents of all child of parent except A. This is what is the recurrence for out of F, for out of A. like you could stop the video and you could think, like you could easily write out this recursion. So basically, like this is your recurrence for this out of A, and if like you have calculated this in of A and this out of A, then you could like find out this minimum for, or like it was this plus, like you have to calculate for this node, and for every node you could like find out this in order of n, and like you would return this summation minimum value. And this recurrence you could also do it in order of n, and this also you could build in, this in thing also you could build in order of n. So let me show you this code. So basically, like I am maintaining this in I and out I, first of all array. So I am storing this int max over there. Then I am also creating this mapper map. Then I am taking these vertices, and like for u to v I am pushing this weight as w, and for v to u I am pushing this weight as 0. Then I am maintaining this mapper. I'll explain you. This is necessary for the calculation of out array for a particular for the nodes. So for that I am using this mapper. So first of all I am doing this first DFS, which would be calculating my in values. So basically for this is simple, like I am only like checking this minimum of in node and this value plus in of child. This would give me my in node, in for a particular node. You could look at this function. It's very easy. It's similar to like what I told you about this recurrence, how I'm calculating it. I printed out for this, printed this out for your understanding also. And for like if you printed this out, then I'm doing this DFS2. This is quite complicated. This is for the computation of this out array. So basically what I am doing, like I am passing this node, I am passing this parent, and I am also passing this mapper. Then I am calculating these two values. I am assigning them as int max. So what I am doing, like for like I am like for a particular node, so like writing this recurrence and implementing is something different. So now let me show you like what I am doing. Like let's say this is this parent of this node and this is this child. So basically what I am doing is like I am checking like if my, so this mx1 and mx2 are the two minimum values of in of a particular node. So let's say, so for a particular in node, like what would be this minimum of in, like two minimum values of these of, like let's say there are 10 child, so what are two minimum values of in child? So I am calculating this using this loop. Then what I am doing is like I am iterating over this child of a particular node, all the childs of a particular node. Then I am checking like if my particular mx1 is that child only, like that value belongs to that child only on which I am right now, so I won't be using it. So that's why I would use mx2, otherwise I would be using mx1. And then like this similar thing which I told you, like out of child is equal to this mapper, because like to know like the edge connecting to the parent. So basically I told you in this recurrence that we would be requiring this x. So what was this x? This was this edge, right? So for this was child and this was this node. So like finding out this edge, I have, for finding out this edge, this particular edge, I have used this mapper. So that is this mapper for child and node, and then I am taking this minimum out of node and use, and then I am doing this DFS2 over the rest of the thing. So like you could look at it and like you could get a better idea, you could understand it through code. And now let me show you like what this in and out values are looking for this graph which we discussed. So basically, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 4 5 6 2 3 10 5 2. So basically what I am doing is, okay, so let's try to build in this in. So for in, like, in of 1 would be all these subtrees, so it would be like 5 plus 2 7. From here, like, I would be getting 5 plus 2 7. From this I would be getting this 5 plus 2, and from here, like, I would be getting this 10 plus 3 plus 0. This won't be encountered. So like 13 and 7, so minimum of 13 and 7, it would be 7 only, right? So in of 1 would be 7. Similarly, in of 2, it would be 2 2, or it would be like this. So 2, it would be 0 0 3. So 3 plus 3, minimum of these two, so it would be 2. Similarly, in of 3, it would be this or this whole, right? So not this. In of 3 would be this only, right? So it would be 3 plus 0 3. Similarly, in of 4 would be 0. In of 5 would be 0. In of 6 would be also 0, right? This should be your resulting in, it's right. Similarly, if you wanted to calculate for out, so let's say you wanted to calculate for 1, so it would be int max, because like there is nothing as such. So for 2, out of this, like this whole thing, so it would be 0 plus 10 plus 3, it would be 13, right? Similarly, for this 3, it would be out of this, so it would be 0 plus 5 plus 2, it would be 7. So like you could check, like it's right. So like at last, like what I have done is, like I had checked for every node, since I have been calculating these two values from the start in and out. Then I am checking like what would be my minimum result, and I am printing it out. So this is what was in this problem, and it was quite similar to the problem like of DP on trees, like very conventional problem. Just some of the things you have to tweak in this particular question for solving this question out. So in case if you have any queries, then you could check out my Telegram group, which I will be posting in this description section. Also, like, do subscribe my channel, it will give me huge motivation to build such kind of content. And if you want me to build some video on a particular topic, then you could also like post that in the comment section. And thanks for watching. Bye.